In this episode, we have Ernest Evans Sr. Ooh, didn't mess it up this time. You'll see in a second where I do. But he's a Kill Tony comedian or stand-up comedian who's been on Kill Tony episodes 679 and 740. That's how I met him. I also met him through Andrew and Donna. And so he's also an Army veteran. We talk about absolutely none of that. We only talk about current events. It was a really good conversation. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really awesome learning his perspective and hearing his thoughts on the world and how he sees it. So I really enjoyed it. I hope y'all do as well. And as always, we have shirts. Shirts are for sale. We have lots of mediums and smalls. So if you'd like one, more than happy to ship one out to you. They're $25. And don't forget, Redmond's Salt, code Brodey for 15% off. Awesome, y'all. Enjoy the episode.
Fuck yeah. All right. We'll clap.
All right.
And then, so that way we can sync all these cameras. We'll clap this shit together on 3. You ready?
I'm clapping too?
Oh, yeah. You clapping
shit.
with
I'm
us.
part of the game.
Yeah, you clapping too. Ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1. Woo! Ernest Evans Seniors. My God, I added the S of the seniors and forgot the S on the Evans, man.
Chopped it up, boy.
Damn, dude, I fucked it all up.
That's that clean education.
I fucked it all up, man. What the fuck's up, dude?
What's up, baby?
Oh, man. We were just talking about, where I sit politically. Yeah, dude, like, I'm just an objective fucking person.
Mm-hmm.
Call it what it is. Just tell the truth.
Yeah.
Call it what it is. If they fucked up, they fucked up. If they fucked up, they fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just all, like, one thing we've talked about ad nauseum on here is George Washington's farewell speech.
Uh-huh.
He literally, there's 10 points that he just nails, and we're doing all of them. And he told us to avoid every single one of them.
Okay.
The main one is political parties. He says you should never choose a party. Because once you choose a party, you see what we're going through. You see people who, you wake up and you have two sides living in two different realities.
Yeah.
And then the rest of us normal folks are sitting in the middle going, how the fuck did you see this and y'all saw this and we're all watching the same thing? And it's like, it's so crazy to see just two different realities, and it doesn't matter the evidence. It doesn't matter. It's what did my team say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my team said this. Well, that's it then.
Man, I bet you that's how all them people felt at those Diddy parties. Like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
And then they go out, they're like, nothing happened. Like, what's really going on? Because the protected are protected.
Oh, yeah.
And you said something like the truth. What is the truth?
Yeah.
At this point, it's so convoluted. What is the truth?
Yeah. And that's the thing. People are now just deciding what their own truth is. Mm-hmm. And that's where we start to get real weird.
Without the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's break this down, right? Okay. Let's break this down. Trump goes and I won't say kidnapped. I won't say commandeered. I want to say snatched. Somehow he ended up over here, right?
he
teleported over here, right?
Yeah.
And at what point do we know what the real reason is? But now things are starting to come out. Okay. And I'm not MAGA. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm in the middle, but I am a proponent of the truth. Okay. So Venezuela, China and Russia were in talks to Venezuela about, coming, hanging out, brokering a deal for this oil and possibly purchasing right across Gulf of Mexico, Central South America, right? Like close. If this is the truth, we can't have that. Like being in the military, like, bro, that's too close. I get it. And if the only strategic possibility was to prevent that, Trump did what he did. Okay.
On top of that, you have to factor in the fact that there was a $25 million bounty on this guy placed on his head by Mr. Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And all of the left were screaming, we got to get this man out. And then at the end of Trump's 2016 to 2020 run, they were saying, oh, he didn't do nothing about Maduro, da-da-da. He's just like him, da-da-da-da-da. And then you're mad when he did something about it. And to your point, should we be just going up in a place and kidnapping a man in his sleep?
Yeah.
I don't know. But But you have to at least respect the dude. They snatched that man in the middle of the night.
I know.
12 men walked in that place and came out, and they killed. It was something like 75 security detail guards. 12 men walked in that place.
So I was stationed at Fort Bragg for a long time at Fort Bragg. So you already know what's at Bragg. We had no fly zones at Fort Bragg, and we were the 82nd Airborne Division. I've seen what those guys do. So it could have been 6. They still would have done it, bro. Mm-hmm. Them dudes are lethal. Yeah. Hands down, the most lethal force on planet Earth. And we have them at our disposal. Yep. But going to snatch somebody's president in the middle of the night, it's crazy. I don't know. But I think Trump weighed the second and third order of effect versus the backlash of the American people. Like strategically, if they're that close, I don't feel comfortable with that.
We almost blew Cuba off the face of the earth. If it wasn't for JFK, Cuba would not exist. Mm-hmm. People forget about that. Like when they talk about, it's the uncomfortable talk when you talk about Russia and Ukraine. And it's exactly what you're talking about. Western Western culture and Western powers, NATO and all them, we just kept fucking over Russia's treaty. Yeah. And we just kept getting closer and closer and closer. Now, by no means is that room to invade an entire country. I think there's multiple reasons. I think A, the encroachment. I think B, there's...
And you're talking Russia to Ukraine.
Correct.
Okay.
I think B, Russia also has a very bad declining population. They're scared that the Russian bloodline or the Russian, ethnicity is just going to be completely gone.
I mean, they got Japan. A couple in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah. So, when Russia invaded Afghanistan, right?
What was that? Desert Storm?
No, or like before? Way before that. I don't know the actual year. But yeah, Russia had a footprint in Afghanistan for a while. When I was over there, man, we would see Afghani kids, like the bloodlines, brown hair, blue eyes, Russian chin. All right,
that's
bro.
Interesting.
Yeah. You ever heard the story of a Bedouin in the mountains? All right. So, and I'm not a real historian, but I heard the story when I was in Afghanistan. And the story is that there were these soldiers in the mountains in Afghanistan, and they killed a bunch of sheep and had sheepskins over their bodies, and ever so slightly, they moved closer and closer and closer to the villages where the enemies were. And they just thought they were a pack of sheep migrating down closer to they were. Got close enough and slaughtered them all. Yeah. Yeah. So I got to go back and do some research because I heard this story years ago, 2009, 10. And so, if you ever look it up, man. She might
be able to find it.
Yeah, Bedouin in the mountain.
She got the baby right now, so she might be able to find it. But I mean, and that goes back to what we're talking about.
You're talking about bloodline with Russia.
Yeah, so it's like they have a declining population, similar to Korea, similar to Japan. Both of those countries decided...
North or South Korea?
South Korea.
Okay.
Both of them decided instead of invading another country, they started inviting men over to have sex with their women and make babies. Okay, that's one decision. Russia made a different decision.
Yeah, most definitely.
They made a different decision. But you have to recognize at least why they did it. You don't have to agree with something. And I think that's another thing that we're kind of missing. Like, you have to understand something in order to then make an opinion. If you don't at least hear, like, if you say something and I don't agree with it, but I don't even listen to why you feel that way about something, how can I have an opinion on you based on something I haven't listened to yet? Yeah. Like, if that makes sense. Like, if you don't understand potentially why Russia would make that decision, then it's how did you come up with such a strong stance, right? And again, it's not good. You can't just invade a whole nother country.
Yeah, most definitely.
But again, they felt like their back was, potentially felt like their back was against the wall. They're talking about Ukraine joining NATO. And to your point, we almost blew Cuba off the face of the earth. And Venezuela is further than Cuba. Cuba is really close.
Yeah.
And Venezuela's further. And to your point, you're even uncomfortable with that. And so it's like, could you imagine being Russia and Ukraine joining NATO, and they are right there. Your border touches. That's like China and Russia buying from Canada. We wouldn't let that happen. You can't let that happen.
And going back to what you said, I think people debate how they feel versus the facts. Because given the opinion on something that you don't understand, oftentimes people are defending how they feel versus defending the facts. And the mainstream media has convoluted the facts and the truth so much that people are just trying to grab what they can, bits and pieces, sound bites, the wave tops, because your focus today is so hit or miss. Even with adults, man, you get on there, okay, didn't catch my attention. Oh, that didn't catch my attention. And then, depending on which way you lean, if MAGA gets on there and we need to do this. Okay, now I'm going to watch, right? Because it piqued how it makes you feel internally. Case in point, everybody was up in arms about the ICE agent shooting a lady in Minnesota. A couple of days later, the video came out, right? They told her to get out the car. She didn't get out of the car. She drove off and she ran over the guy, got shot. To me, when your life is threatened by a vehicle, then you have the right to use force. It's unfortunate that it happened like that. Would I have shot in that car at that moment? I don't know. I wasn't there in that situation, but seeing if I'm in Afghanistan, Iraq, wherever, and I see one of my fellow soldiers about to get run over by a car, I'm going to neutralize the threat. That's 101. So it's unfortunate that this is happening right now in America with the ICE agents and the way that they're going about doing stuff. And nobody should lose their life at the end of the day. But we got to get some shit right moving forward, bro.
Yeah.
We got to get some shit moving forward.
Let's talk about it, Ernest. Let's talk about it. So I agree. I think this is my issue. You can't be the same party. You can't be the same party that had people dressing up as Charlie Kirk for Halloween. And then choose this to be the hill you want to die on. That's just like, you don't get to choose the moral high ground. And to your point, why can't two things be true? This is what I've said about Charlie Kirk. This is what I've said about people cheering when Donald Trump got shot. This is what I've said.
But did he really get shot, though?
Hey, who knows?
That's maybe, the part, right? Bro. That's the part I'm saying. Who knows?
The pitcher still goes hard either way.
Hey, Donald Trump look like he banging, like listen to something good, like
It's made for a hard photo, but you can't. Like, I don't want to see no one get shot.
Yeah.
No one.
Me either,
right?
Bro. Me either.
The 4 years with Sleepy Joe, I mean, we could talk about COVID, we could talk about the lies, we could talk about all the nonsense. I still never would have wanted to see that man's head get blown off on TV.
No,
not a chance. No one. And so that is the part. That's when I think you start to get these like real extreme responses where people are like, she fucked around and she found out. We get there from a lack of this, or from this inconsistent morality. I'm only going to be upset when it's the person on my side, but when it's the other side or a person that I don't agree with, fuck them. They got what they deserved.
Well, what's morality? Your morality is different than my morality, right?
Should it be?
Yeah, it depends on a lot. Upbringing, culture, how we perceive things, what we're taught from our parents. I don't see the world the same way that you see it.
Sure.
Right? I'm impacted by my upbringing. I was born and raised in Rockdale, Texas, a small town, predominantly white. I didn't meet a Puerto Rican until I joined the Army. Right? Okay. So this is what I'm talking about as far as upbringing. So when you say things like that, what's the catalyst of why you think the way you think?
That's a good question. Yeah. I think...
Because you were born in 10th grade, which is...
Was it? Yeah.
From Killeen.
Yep.
Which is a very impactful time in your life.
Yeah.
It's going to see life different than somebody that spent 10th grade in Iowa.
Yeah.
And whatever rural city that they grew up in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was born in Fort Bragg. and then did time in Florida, Maryland.
Fayetteville,
Yep.
Predominantly military,
Yep.
black community.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. And so my grandpa was Green Beret. My dad was EOD.
Okay.
And so long military, moved around a lot. I've seen a lot of different types of people. And I think what causes me to think that the way that I do is because I have interacted with every single type of person.
Culturally diverse.
Is not a person I haven't interacted with. I've also traveled a ton, and I come to the same conclusion, man. Humans are just humans. We all have very similar characteristic flaws. We all have things that can be exploited. The human ego, fear.
Yep.
And I think a lot of this shit is just really simple. That's how I see these things, is very simple. I'm like, I'm always like, how much does the political left have to belittle minorities until it's inherently racist? That's how I feel sometimes, where it's like,
Give me an example.
like it's white people telling y'all are constantly victims over and over again. And to what point? Because obviously there have been things put in place that put especially the black community in a lesser place.
Correct.
Right?
So you inherently believe that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that established.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure, right? And but then at some point, how much can someone just keep telling you you're a victim and not help you, and then just allow anything and everything to happen?
Right.
And I think the perfect example is this Somalian daycare fraud. I think,
Dude,
like Jacob Frey,
everybody getting money off of that.
This shit cracks me up, dude. This cracks me up.
And we'll table that. We'll go back to your last point.
This cracks me up because it's like, I see it like a bunch of white guilt whites that had nothing to do with anything that had anything to do with any of the issues getting robbed by other races, and they're too scared to call them out because they don't want to be racist. And to me, that's racist.
Okay.
Because that means you're telling me that you see them as a black person robbing you, instead of, I'm just seeing people
robbing people,
doing fraud. That's bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
and so
most definitely.
And so like you see, there's a famous video. She might be able to pull it up too right now, with this white girl fucking talking about white tears aren't enough. What are we talking about? It's like that 3-year stint we went through with like anti-racism.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, dude, like, look, we can't, essentially I see history as like overcorrection after overcorrection after overcorrection, versus just being like, no, look, how about we just stop right here?
But you know what hasn't been corrected? Systemic racism.
How do you correct it?
Man, I want my 40 acres and a mule. Nah. Let's cut to the chase, bitch. I need it. I want it because I'm about to flip it. You know what I'm saying?
I think I know how you fix it. Not fix it. Let me not say fix it. However, though, how familiar are you with how Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal and Second Deal has kind of fucked us to this day?
Not familiar.
So this is something I've been diving into a lot, and I haven't actually gotten a chance to talk about it yet, but this is something I've been diving into. And we can talk about
what years was Franklin D in there?
He served 4 terms.
Okay.
He served from the end of the Great Depression through World War II.
Okay.
So like 29 through 44.
45. Okay.
Because 44, 45, something like that. And his 4th term, he did like a couple months. He ended up dying. Yeah. But essentially, he was elected for 4 terms. And everybody likes to tell you like, oh my God, he was so great, da 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 da. Oh yeah, this dude. I just
Remember, white woman is a different species.
She's we can't hear it.
I'm trying
you're good.
to work on it.
You're good. What'd she say? Oh yeah, she said, I feel like white tears are not helpful or necessary. I don't even know what that means.
I never know what fucking speaker.
It's all good. We get the point. But Franklin D. Roosevelt. So not only did we have to change the law to only do 2 terms, but everybody talks, like we learn in school, that the New Deal and the Second Deal were these wonderful things. But then when you start talking about it, or you start reading about it, and you start, even AI with how biased it can be, you can even get AI to admit everything that we're dealing with now is largely due to his expansion of the federal government. And so systemically, you can start to get rid of systemic racism if you reduce the system. We have this federal government that is fucking way too big.
Yeah.
It's way too big.
I don't like a lot of government involvement.
It's way too big.
Right? I don't like so I'm for you have to do for yourself. At some point in time, life deals you circumstances that you can't overcome. Then I need some help.
Yeah.
If it's family, if it's government, if it's whatever, but hey, I need some help. That's what the government is for.
Sure.
But the government is not here to take care of you. That's not what it's here for.
You can't be 80 pounds overweight on food stamps.
Yeah. Anybody. So, and I'm a utilitarian. You know what I'm saying?
Explain.
So I'm for the greater good of the group.
Okay.
So the 80%, the 20%, if you can't get with the picture, I will sacrifice the 20% for the 80%. I'm for the greater good of the group.
Okay.
And I've always been like that because some people don't deserve to be saved because they won't get out of their own way. Some are resistant to change. And some just want to mess stuff up because they want to. They're always going to go against the grain. Yeah. So, and it goes back to what you were saying about socioeconomic norms. What is the norm? My morality is not the same as yours because shit, I could have been beat up by 3 white guys when I was a kid, or my mom could have been harassed, or whatever we faced as Black people growing up. So now when I look at it's still happening now, why haven't we fixed it? Right? I think it goes back to education.
Yeah.
And, deeply education, you grew up around a lot of different people, a lot of different races, a lot of different cultures. Everybody doesn't grow up like that. And all it takes is one 8, 9-year, 10-year-old kid that has been taught to be racist to get up with a group of their friends that are on the fence. And now I'm going to persuade you that, hey, you know what? Black people, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, minorities aren't supposed to be on the same playing field as we are. Now you got 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds that has just been taught this, going back through the same cycle of racism in history. So when you say my morality, your socioeconomic norms are the same, everybody's are not because of those life experiences. And so when you look at people yelling, yeah, Charlie Kirk should have been shot, Trump should have been whatever, they're coming from a place of how something made them feel in their past, I would say.
But it's largely white people.
Yeah.
It's largely white
people. You think so?
Doing the celebrating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It was a lot of white people.
Why though?
Because I think it goes back again, to me, from my point of view, growing up with, majority Black people, I
think a lot of white people hijack Black people's oppression.
Yeah, okay. So I think that's one way to look at it too.
You know what I'm saying?
I think, again, it goes back to my point about how, Jacob Frey, you're scared to call out a group of people because you don't want to be called racist, but that clearly says to me that you see them as an other, as a different race.
Yeah, so you think they're overcompensating so they don't be seen as a racist. So they're overcompensating and supporting the cause.
They're overcompensating, but it's to the point where they are racist. Uh-huh. That's my point of view. In the sense of, fuck.
Like you going too hard for this.
Yeah, it's let's take a BLM, for instance, right? I put up the back square. I donated. And then we found out they stole all this fucking money.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn. I got.
So who was it though? Who at the end of who was the people who were they anybody charged?
Oh,
the president? Who was it?
It was there was a lady in Florida that just got charged, and then the vice president.
White? She was white? Huh? White, black?
Oh, black.
Black? Okay, so white people wasn't in charge. Mm-hmm. Okay, so took all the money.
Buying mansions, bro.
Check it. Okay, it's not the first time. It ain't gonna be the last time. Shit, I don't even donate to GoFundMe's. You feel me, bro? Because I don't donate because I don't trust people because of shit like that. Because of stuff like that.
No, I agree.
I don't trust nobody when it comes to donating money, bro.
I don't. I don't trust cancer research.
Nope.
I don't trust any of it.
Nope.
And you can say whatever you want, talk about how, you're a bad person for not supporting this cause or supporting the fuck, y'all. That money is largely corrupt. We still, our Our food system is still fucked until last week. Was fucked from a study that scientists got paid only 50 G's to fuck the world up. I mean, to fuck the US up. And it has fucked us up since the 60s. They literally got paid off to say that sugar wasn't bad and that animal fat was bad. And it fucked us all the way until last week when all they did was turned it upside down. The South Park skit came to life.
Bruh, it's all about money. It's all about money. You think somebody's like you. A lot of people in the government are morally compromised, if we don't know this already, by the dollar. I need you to, and I think all politicians, maybe not all, go into the job with good intentions.
I would largely agree. I don't think people are all that malicious.
No,
not everybody.
Not everybody. Yeah. But then they're posed this question, and it deals with their job and their career. Well, if you don't go along, you ain't going to get along, and this may be your only term that you serve. So now, oh yeah, sugar is definitely good for you.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
That's how Oxycontin got passed.
Yeah. And so the government can help, but they also has been a detriment to the American people, bro. And I think that's something that we can agree on. As far as systemic racism, will we ever get past that? I don't know. But until Black people of minorities start getting other people in government to speak for them that are on the right page, that want to do the right thing, I think we'll see a change. But as soon as things like the BLM movement, people buying houses and all this other crap, the PPP loans, you know, it's everybody in that sense. Food stamps is everybody taking advantage of it. It's just not Blacks, Mexicans, minorities. It's everybody. Yeah. But the large populace of coming up, it's always been passed on to the minority, to the Black people. That's what we stand for. And I've seen so many intelligent, successful Black people that are my mentors, that are friends, that are just out here running circles around a lot of people. And it doesn't matter that they're Black, white. It matters that they have the discipline and the gall to chase their dreams and to do what they want to do. Yeah. And to me, that's what being an American is. What can you provide to society? Don't be a drain on society. You have to make America better than what it was. It's hard. It's challenging, but it comes from within. Yeah. And I think if most Americans thought like that, regardless of race, creed, nationality, or religion, we can start propel America into the right direction.
I agree, right? And the other part that, you know, upsets me is, look, we know that politicians run on the same shit every 4 years.
Everything.
And they're never going to fix it because then Anna Paulina Luna, the Republican out of Florida, was on Joe Rogan, and she said this blatantly. She was like, we're not going to fix the issues because then what are they going to run on? And the left has always ran on fixing inner cities, and they have never fucking done anything. It's just seems like it has gotten. I don't even know if worse is I don't know if it's gotten worse necessarily, but they sure as hell ain't helping, because it goes back again. Like if they're feeding they're giving out terrible health information. I think we can talk about like the Tuskegee Project, everything when it comes to like vaccines, what they were doing, the homeless Black kids in New York, Dr. Anthony Fauci that got a fucking pardon.
I hear this. It's funny. Like I hear people say the left hasn't done this. The left hasn't done this. The right has just more resources to do what they say they would do.
The left runs on it.
Yeah.
You know,
but if it was an issue, I think the right would say, let's fix this, and then make the left look bad because they didn't.
You would think so, but then because I think it's all one party, one big game.
It is. The left hasn't done this. The left hasn't done this. Nothing is stopping the right from fixing it.
No, I agree. It's just that they never really talk about they're going to fix it.
Because they don't care.
And so, and maybe not. Hey, if that's the case, at least I would rather just know the truth. Don't sit here and keep saying like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this," and keep running on it and running on it and running on it, and then you just see these areas getting destroyed even more and more and more, because that's the areas that are blue cities in blue states are areas where it's just like you've seen videos of Philly right now with trank dope.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's crazy.
It's awful. It's not getting better. You're not helping these people. You got people zombied out in the middle of the street. Their skin is falling off.
Do you really think the government wants to stop drugs?
No. The war on drugs is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never, ever.
No.
Right? Because if that was the case, we would have been stopped it. Just like 12 million.
How do you stop it?
How did they go
The
get
demand is
Maduro?
crazy.
Dude.
I mean, we could stop anything, right?
We could stop anything if we wanted to, bro. Like, okay, we run the ports.
Yeah.
Dude is blowing goddamn John boats up out the water. You feel me? Like people out there fishing. Oh, what they got on their barrel look like cocaine. We're going to blow them up.
Doses.
Sending got dog a $1.2 million missile on a $35 John boat. So you can't tell me that if we wanted to stop the drug, you seen Snowfall?
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, no.
Oh, man, you got to watch Snowfall. It's the government, the CIA, working with the drug dealer in the city to get drugs into the city.
What's his...
His name is Franklin Saint in the show, but he's who
was the CIA pilot that got caught? And he had so much money that he was stuffing his closets and it was just falling out. It was the CIA pilot, but yeah, we've been doing this shit for a long time.
Yeah. So, but before we move on, I'll give you my thought of the government. I think both parties can fix America if they came together. Barry Seal?
Yeah, Barry Seal,
yeah. If they collaborated, America could be fixed. Do I think they want to fix it? No. Not everybody, but the majority of the people that want to don't have the power or the numbers to fix it. Yeah. I believe it falls on the right, it falls on the left, and it falls on the American people. We're all at fault. Yeah. We are all at fault. But until we come together and unify as an American people, and we want the best for each other and America, it will never get fixed.
Yeah. But we play into it all day long. Like you said, like with the ICE shooting, it's like, look, it's awful. No one should get shot. You sure as hell should. Like, it's someone posted that it was an interesting perspective that made me think. It's like, right, the left is very anti-gun for the most part, right? And it's like, look, there's only two ways to look at the situation. Either A, she hit the federal agent with her car with intent to hurt him, and he shot her, justified. Or a federal agent just shot a woman in her car wrongly.
Correct.
You can't be, if it's the latter, you can't also be against guns at the same time.
Right.
Because that's the reason why the public is armed, is to stop that on a mass scale.
So you're saying you can't be against guns if you see the ICE agent just shooting the gun into the car, killing the woman.
Just an innocent woman. The federal government killing an innocent woman. And I'm not saying that woman individually should have been armed, but the whole point would be that we would then, the people, would come together and we would also be armed to then stop a tyrannical government from killing innocent women in their car. Yeah. And I was like, damn, I'm on board with that. That makes sense, because like, if California just banned Glocks, if we keep going down this slippery slope, you saw the UK. So this was interesting. UAE announced that they're cutting all funds off to their citizens going to the UK to study.
Really?
And it's because they're scared. Now, this is where it gets tricky. They're scared that their Arab country is going to go over there and get radicalized by Islamic terrorists.
Ain't that the same shit that the right said when they cut funding to Yale?
But I'm saying the country said, like, the country of UAE said that.
I think it was Harvard.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but the country of UAE have now put the UK on the government ban list, that you won't receive government funding from the United Arab Emirates government if you're going to. You can still go over there and privately pay for it, but they're not paying for your school no more.
Right.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's crazy to think about.
But so the government said, you know what? If you go to Harvard, we think Harvard is a radicalized university. We're not going to allow you to go there.
I mean, they did some crazy shit during this.
You know what I'm saying? But it's what happened to freedom?
I think all schools
freedom
are.
of education, freedom of speech,
Yeah.
freedom of travel, all of this.
Yeah.
Are we really free?
No.
Are we really free?
No.
No, I think we're free in the confines of our own circle.
Yeah.
In our own circle.
But it's crazy though, because we're still more free
Than most.
Isn't that? That's the crazy part. Because you're right, we're not completely free, right?
No freedom of speech. People getting jacked up, canceled, livelihoods being taken away.
Especially if you talk about the daddy overlords.
Yeah. Like, come on now.
Talk about Israel.
What? Boy, let's talk about that. Man.
Oh, I'm
what's that called? The treaty that we have? CPAC?
Oh, with
the
them?
Palestinian American Alliance or something?
I actually don't know what it's.
Yeah, so it's can you look it up, please? I forget what it's called. The pact between Israel, that Israel gives us so much money, but we have to back their political ventures within America, right? So that's why we're backing them, because the senators and the government and all of them, they get money from this damn thing.
Look,
What's it called?
The Memorandum of Understanding?
Nah, it's a different letter, the CPAC or something. The Israeli.
Is it CIPAC?
CAP, maybe, or something.
So while she's looking that up, I go deep.
Yeah,
I go deep in this one because I think the Mossad government runs most of this shit.
Yeah,
most of this shit, if not all of this shit.
America's run by Israel.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
and you probably know this better than I do. Like, if you work for the state or the federal government, it is illegal in 38 U.S. states to boycott Israel, aka criticize Israel. I've seen
pretty much
people. They wrote their law down as boycotting, but it's fucking criticizing Israel.
Yeah,
and we live in one of those states. And we actually saw it not too long ago. Governor Greg Abbott putting in, so I guess San Marcos, little tiny town of San Marcos, sends a couple $1 million a year to Israel. And they were like, oh, no, we're done. And Greg Abbott said, oh, no, you're not.
It's like paying tithes to a church.
Dude.
It's like, where my money going?
It's crazy, dude. And so like when you talk about like the American people coming together, look, their blackmail game has to be crazy.
That Epstein list,
dude.
Like, come on, man.
That blackmail game is strong
as hell.
Strong.
But anything dealing with the government and the P word, you know what I'm saying? That's been going on through the existence of government. It's always some shady. It's the government, bro.
Dude, Netanyahu's judge. What? Did you see that? He has a history. Dude, this is how genius it is. Because no matter what, you'll never be able to prove it. This guy had a record of a DUI and reckless driving. And then he dies on his motorcycle getting hit by a car. It's fucking genius. Because no matter what, you will never, ever, beyond a proof of doubt, like from a court standpoint, ever be able to prove that they had anything to do with it.
Right.
You just won't be able to.
No.
The Clinton Foundation is tied to a murder that people that they still can't prove. The guy,
yeah, you going deep.
He got shot. Deep. He got shot in front of his house at 2 a.m. Hey, baby Logan, keep it down over there. Oh, what up, y'all? Hey, I need just a few seconds of your time. I apologize, I'm interrupting the conversation, but I need to talk to you about Redmond Relight. Dude, they're the best electrolytes I've tried. The flavor's fantastic. They actually have an actual serving of sodium in there that's going to replenish you after your hard workout. 820 milligrams of sodium. It's what you need after your workout. It's great first thing in the morning. That's how I personally use it. But nonetheless, as a What's Up Brodey listener, you can get 15% off by using code Brodey, or you can follow the link in the bio and follow that to checkout, and that'll also get you 15% off as well. Now back to the conversation. They called it a robbery. That man still had his watch, his wallet, everything. Just a hit job.
Stole
right in the
soul.
back of the head. Boom, gone. This shit... I think this shit happens more than we would comfortably like to admit.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them work for the Israeli government, and they are very good. Ted Cruz on a fucking podcast with Tucker. Did you hear this? Did you hear what he said?
Ted.
He said,
like Ted?
No. You hear what he said?
I've seen snippets of it,
bro. He said, I joined the U.S. Senate to serve Israel.
Yeah, he talks about I forget the damn name of the thing, but yeah,
bro,
they said
what?
Yeah,
you said
they
what?
vote in Israel interest. Bro.
It's crazy.
Our American government selling us out for a country that we don't even live in.
Yeah. And you know what else? Goes back to my very first point. You know who told us to avoid long-term treaties at all costs?
Roosevelt.
George Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in his farewell speech. Pull up the 10 points for me, please, whenever you get a sec.
So he says avoid
long-term treaties at all costs. He said there is no exceptions. He says avoid political parties or divide. There's no exceptions. Avoid debt. No exceptions.
So when was NATO established?
19 something? 19 I don't know, that's good.
Okay.
It's 1900s.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's
1949.
Same year as Israel.
Yeah.
Huh. Never realized that. Dude.
Come on, man.
Oh man, I won't even dive into the World War II stuff because that shit gets real tricky.
Yeah.
Real trippy.
But man, control what we can control. Treat people the way they're supposed to be treated, better than they're supposed to be treated, and take people at face value.
Yeah.
You know? And if you treat me wrong, then I know not to establish myself with you, come around you, and I'm not going to feed into that energy.
Simple.
That's simple, man.
But you're not going to just stop hating all white people.
No, hell no.
It's the same thing.
No, bro.
It's the same thing,
Yeah.
right? If I don't like you, it's because I don't like you. It has nothing to do with
That's
who
it.
you are,
Yeah.
where you're from, what you believe in. I don't give a rat's ass, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you annoying, you annoying. It's just
That's it.
It's that fucking simple.
You show me some suspect stuff that I don't align with, like, nah, you ain't my cup of tea, bro.
All right,
You
cool.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't gotta be mean to each other.
Exactly. But
you know,
you ain't
be
my
cordial. We just passing. Hey, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, keep it moving. Keep it moving, bro.
So, boom. So right there. I am so.
Read number 1.
Yep. I am obsessed with this. My buddy pointed this out to me about 5 months ago, and I cannot stop thinking about it. Number 1,
unity.
National unity. America first. We have to be Americans. So this is where, when I put my tinfoil hat on, this is what I hope is happening, right? I hope Trump is playing this 4D chess, right? And then he goes out by taking out Netanyahu at the end. He's playing this little long game. He's getting all cuddly, comfy. And then at the end, he goes out with a real, hey, we're talking hypothetical, Israel.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, we're talking about a movie written by Quentin Tarantino, okay? Trump takes out Netanyahu at the end, and then that's how he ends his presidency, bro.
Okay. That'd be cool. But here in America, you don't think Trump doing too much, though, bro? You don't think he's doing too much?
In what regard?
ICE agents, right? ICE agents coming in with, like, people forget, like, when this stuff first started, he brought in Elon Musk, right? Doge list.
And they took nothing.
Cutting funding, all of this
stuff. They didn't do any of it.
Well, I don't.
They didn't vote on it.
No. I know they didn't. They just brought him in.
No. I'm saying all of Elon's recommendations, they took none of it but one.
Okay.
So
what
he
happened
found
to
this fraud. He found the fraud we're talking about, like the Somalian fraud. California just lost $90 billion that they can't find. He found all of this.
Okay.
They ran him out of that place because they were like, oh, we didn't think you were actually going to find this shit.
So what about all the cuts for the federal agency that he said had overspending and all these other things that impacted the American people?
This goes back to the federal government being too big. I think, to your point, in order to fix this, there is going to be a bumpy road. And so this is where, largely, I'm pretty disappointed in the administration in most factions, right? We didn't vote to bomb any more countries. We didn't vote for these things. But I try to take a step back and I'm like, okay, what could be the potential long game? Or maybe he's playing a real long game. Again, if anybody's crazy enough to do it, it could be this motherfucker. I don't know.
So at what point, so you're in the between, not a MAGA, not a leftist. So the detainment facilities, agree with or don't agree with?
I agree with I understand how we got to this point.
Okay.
So we have to establish the fact that the last 4 years, the border was wide open, that they let anyone and everyone come across. We also have to establish the fact that ICE has been around way before any of this, and only people started talking about it because Trump did it. Obama deported 3 million people. ICE was around way before Trump's administration.
Okay. But right now, as we sit with the way that Trump has done it,
I don't think it's any different.
Really?
No.
So why didn't we hear about like the
because they didn't care.
You don't think so? So
yeah,
you think
it's a Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing, I believe.
But do you also believe that people believe Trump can do no wrong?
Oh, sure. Sure. Yeah. I think that's 100%. Right. I think that's less and less than it has been, at least from my circle. Right. I voted for Trump. I know a lot of people who did. Right. And a lot of us talk about how like, fuck, dude, we feel like we got bamboozled. But then that's when I am like, and I put my hopeful hat on, and I'm like, maybe this guy is playing a long-term fucking chess game, because yesterday he announced 10% cap on credit cards. Can he actually pull that off? We'll see next week, because it's supposed to go effective January 20th. We'll find out. Right. I have no idea. So he does certain things that does make it seem like he does care, right? And another buddy and I talk about this. At the end of the day, and you being a military guy, I'm sure you can appreciate this in the sense of like, I think there's some people who really don't have the stomach for what's actually necessary to make a drastic change. And I'm not saying that. And I think
who will the change benefit though? That's the thing I look at. Like, who will the change benefit?
I hope the American people, because he just also announced $200 billion into the like real estate market. I can't remember exactly into bonds essentially, that would hopefully drive pricing down. I think we'd probably both agree we don't like the federal government coming in, but he's doing it through like his private company, and so it's not technically the government doing it, and so it's kind of like this. It's kind of like a weird feeling where it's like it's not the government, but it is the government.
So it's Trump's own money.
He is instructing the. Damn, she might be able to find it better. I'm talking out of my ass. But essentially, the goal is to bring down the cost of housing. Gas is way down. That is, my buddy has pictures from 2022 and pictures from today. Gas was $3.59 here in Austin.
Expensive.
In 2022, and now in Dallas is $1.77.
Here
it was like $2.06.
Do you have any family or friends that have been affected by the decisions Trump had made?
So actually. Yeah. So yesterday, my buddy texted me, and he said, so he's Ukrainian. He texted me and he said that his 2 buddies in Minnesota got picked up by ICE. And he told me about the situation. And we talked about it, and it's like, and he'll tell you himself as a Ukrainian immigrant, he feels very strongly about illegal immigration. And I've talked to a lot of I have an immigrant coming on tomorrow, actually. He's from Colombia, who's also pretty conservative. He feels kind of strongly the same way. I've noticed that people who illegally come over here feel very strongly about people who come over here illegally.
And I think the American people, the 80%, feel the same way. Like
And why do we allow it? 25 million people.
So why does the government allow it?
So then to your point, so if 80% feel that way, how can you be that mad at ICE without some accountability to that point?
So I think ICE was ill-equipped. I think they were...
that quick draw.
Ill-equipped, undereducated with training and education. The majority of the officers, I believe, don't have empathy for what they actually are doing. And I think, yes, we need to clean up the illegal immigration problem in America. But at what cost?
Yeah, and so this is where I have a moral...
At what cost?
I think it's a moral dilemma, right? Because I think logically it makes sense what's happening. But morally and empathetically, it's awful to watch the videos. Awful. It's awful. It's awful to watch the videos. I think anybody with a heart, if you watch those videos and you're fucking cheering, that's just not the move.
So
right?
what's the solution?
What's the
solution?
That's the thing, right? And I think it goes back to men for a long time, until up to recently, men had to do things that other people don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right? We're going out back, we're slaughtering the chicken. We're going out back, we're killing the cow. Men often are required and asked to go to a dark place that other people do not understand. Right? And
are you speaking of the ICE agents to do this?
it could potentially, right?
But
so
the
like,
people we're
friends-
talking about are Americans.
Well,
or
friends,
regular people, illegal immigrants, still people.
still people,
Right.
And so like that's where it gets really gray because our system, our safety nets that I agree with, that you've already said that you agree with, they're being bogged down. There are definitely voter fraud happening.
Yep.
There's fraud happening. There's a lot of other things that are happening because of this as a repercussion that American taxpayers are paying for. So we are paying for them on the healthcare system. California voted to give illegals healthcare. We are paying for that. We're also paying for
Israel.
we're paying for Israel, right?
So
I don't want to pay for any of it,
right.
And
I would rather
doesn't seem like we can really fix that other part at the moment, at least.
Right.
Until we get together.
Right.
Because the only way we can fix that part is we all have to come together, and we're going to have to, some shit's going to have to change. So control what you can control. What can we control? Well, we can at least control that aspect of things.
So they deployed X amount of ICE agents to ravage the cities and to find illegal immigrants. Take all the ICE agents, put them on the border to keep people from coming in.
Which they have. They have.
So at the hot points like Laredo, certain parts of California.
My buddy was just in South Texas.
We never hear about that.
You don't?
I don't. We never
why,
hear.
Though?
Why?
Because the media, the media is largely owned by the left. That's just the bottom line. CNN, MSNBC, New York Times.
Which are who though? Which are what companies?
Media or
who
pharmaceutical companies.
Who mainly owns these entertainment companies?
Well.
Okay.
Well.
Right.
So why? Okay. So
and they support who?
Israel.
The right.
No. So I
don't think so?
I would disagree with that. No.
Okay.
Media companies are very left leaning. You can tell by every headline by CNN,
Fox.
MSNBC. That's the only one.
You think so?
And the New York Post is pretty middle line. They lean conservative. But you look at the New York Times, you look at CNN, look at CNN, what CNN did to Joe Rogan.
I really don't watch a lot of news, but I'll be honest.
So
with you. I watch local news.
So, right? So that's what I'm saying. So if you look at the headlines, if you look at the way that they're positioning the ICE agent shooting, I've seen them say a completely innocent woman was killed sitting in her car. That if you run that story, of course you're baiting your base. Of course. And again, on the other side, she tried to run him over. I don't think that was necessarily the case either.
Yeah.
Now, though, you watch his point of view, and they did take a screenshot of her face. She makes eye contact with the agent.
I didn't see that part.
Can you pull that up? The picture. She makes eye contact with him and smiles. It's a
what?
I swear to God,
So I've seen the video where the actual. Where she pulled off and then the guy shoots her. And then there's another video that recently came out.
His point of view.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then there's another one.
So there's the picture from his point of view. So someone took a snapshot. And so if you want to go even deeper, there are.
Well, I want to know why she was stopped in the first place like that. Cause we never get that. Like what happened prior to.
So, allegedly,
right.
Allegedly, she is a part of an organization that tracks ICE's.
Oh, and they go
ICE, and they go
interfere with.
And so she drove. I mean, she moved from Missouri to Minnesota. And she had just gotten there, and apparently she's a part of this organization that tracks them. And they upload their license plates to this app, which is, I mean,
that's crazy.
That's problematic in its own, but freedom of protest, I guess, right? Okay, cool. There's people standing on the sidewalks, filming and protesting. Okay, that's your right. But blocking the street is not. That's not your right.
And that's the thing.
And
man.
then people. One last thing, because people keep fucking repeating this, and you're gonna get someone killed. No, there's a picture. I know. Oh yeah, but anyways, that She makes eye contact with the agent.
Uh-huh.
And her wife yelling drive, she should never, ever give advice ever again to somebody. But
it's just a horrible situation.
It is. It's awful. You don't want to see no one die. Dang. Of course not, dude. But she does look right at him.
I think something that should be put into place whenever ICE agents out on a call, I think they should have local law enforcement backup. Because they're part of the community. They know the community. They know some of these people out there.
Yeah.
Hey, ICE agents, guess what? Austin PD, we're coming in Austin. We're going to be operating in the vicinity of this, and this. Could we please have your presence?
That's actually a really interesting thought because... But do they have the numbers anymore? Because after the defund the police, nobody's ever really bounced back. I mean, they didn't just refund it.
It takes 1 or 2 blue suits to be out there with the ICE agents to make sure everything's copacetic.
That's valid.
It just as an
but
oversight.
You got people waiting 40 minutes for a 911 call.
That's crazy, bro. This is where we're at. You
know what I mean?
This is we're at the point where they can't trust the government. Yeah. We're at the point where the government doesn't trust the people, and so American people feel like we have to hold the government accountable. And now it's driving around taking license plates of ICE agents' vehicle, putting them on an app so they can let their relative, their boyfriend's sister or cousin know that, hey, ICE is operating in the area where you work. You may want to watch out.
You would hope that's what it is. But those are 2 white women. They're not they're doing it from a moral, virtuous signaling. You see it on Instagram, people virtue signaling.
Is it as an American, though, are we not our brother's keeper?
We are for American people. And so
but those are people of their community.
They are. Well, yeah. But they didn't live there.
They drove from there.
She doesn't live there.
Yeah, and I guess I'm saying under the umbrella of the American people.
I hear you. Go ahead. Sorry.
People like that drive from different states to other places to do stuff like that, I don't agree with. I don't agree with it. I agree with peaceful protest.
Yeah.
I agree with policing your community from the government if you're doing the wrong thing to create a safe and harmonious environment for everybody. Yeah. Once that's disrupted, either side, something needs to happen.
Yeah.
Something needs to happen. But driving from New Jersey to wherever she came from, to Minnesota to take pictures and okay, you got something else better to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, man. What is the fix? What is the fix? Because I get I have these conversations with other people, with black people, white people, friends, some strangers. They'll mention that damn Trump, and they don't know where I stand. I want the best for America.
Yeah.
Do I agree with all Trump policies? No. Do I disagree with him a lot? Yes. Do I disagree with the left? Yes. Do I agree with the left sometimes? Yes, because I don't need the government to take care of me, but some of my family are in a predicament that they need assistance.
100%.
Right?
100%. Do you feel like there should be a time limit on it?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
But parameters. Okay, if you're between the ages of whatever, and you have the ability to work, okay, we're going to help you out. And you're assigned a caseworker. We're going to help you out. What are you doing to try to secure gainful employment? Let me see your plan. Bro, you've been at this for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Okay, you got 90 days. We're cutting you off.
Yeah.
But people don't want to do that job. How do you implement this into the government? I don't think we have enough people in the government, in the trenches where these issues are.
Okay, but then that contradicts our conversation earlier. Because now you're expanding the federal government, and I vehemently disagree.
Well, not federal, state. But we're saying how we fix it. It may have to take an expansion of 2 years or 3 years and then to draw back.
Yeah, but we know it doesn't come back. We're talking about FDR. And
what's happening now ain't working.
Well, so again, I want to come back to that because we didn't finish that thought. I think there are certain things that happen and you're like, man, does he care or does he not care? It's hard to get a read, right? Him buying the bonds, him talking about capping the credit card. Now, is this is midterms coming up? Yeah, of course. Is there some push for, making sure there's a re-election? Yeah,
I'm still waiting on that $2,500 tariff refund.
I don't want that. You know what I mean? I didn't want that damn COVID check.
Yeah,
because it's just a fucking tax rate. Yeah. It's just taxes. We're all paying it back. It's just a loan. It doesn't help anybody. I mean, it maybe helped some people, sure. It maybe helped some people, but the majority of us that is not a good thing, because then we just pay for it. Because at the end of the day, left, right, blue, doesn't matter. The fucking middle class is the one that gets fucked every single
Hands
time.
down.
Every single time, right? Either one side fucks over the poor and makes the rich better, or one side is trying to pander to the poor and then try to fuck over the rich, which you can't really fuck over because they're just going to write their taxes off no matter what. You can't keep raising their fucking taxes, you morons, because they're just going to write it off.
Yeah.
Just like the rest of us normal folks here in the middle, we write our taxes off too, because that's how the system was made like that for a reason. We're supposed to be able to write our taxes off. We're not supposed to send all of our money to the government, which we know is ran by Israel. Why would I want them to have my money? Why would I want Amazon to pay $12 trillion to the government that we know is fucking corrupt? Why would I want that? I would rather them put that money into the communities, into some, even if it is nonprofits, which I largely don't think that they're doing the right thing. But at least I would rather take my chances with that than giving it to the government, which we know 1000% is going to get lost in the sauce. It's not going to be used. They're terrible at spending. They've failed like 8 audits in a row.
Right.
Now he's talking about increasing the Pentagon spend. Russia just pulled out all of their diplomats out of Israel. How do you feel about that? Being someone in the military, knowing how they only do those things, big changes like that when something's brewing.
It's a silent World War III going on right now. Like
it's a proxy World War III,
right?
for sure.
It's not fought in bullets and blood right now, but it's fought strategically to put these pieces in place so when stuff does pop off, we have a military advantage. But I want to correct myself about the caseworkers. So the government does have caseworkers. They may not track where you're at in the process or the possibility of you getting employment, but you do have a caseworker that tracks, okay, this is how long you've been on it. This is what type of assistance that we've given you. But as far as educating, I don't think there's enough programs to assist people to get off of government assistance, which is what I'm referring to, that the government should help in that capacity. No handy holding, but the government does have programs to say, you know what, adult high school diploma, right? People drop out, they want to go back to high school. The government has a program for you to go get your high school diploma. The government has a lot of grants for people who are underprivileged to do things to better themselves. So when I say there needs to be, you said, how does the government help, right? And I know I spoke about expanding the government, but utilizing those departments in the government to maybe expand how they track to get people off of government assistance. Because what's the data? What's the data per age group, per race, per sex, right? What's the data? Where is the data? And I feel like the data is so convoluted and untruthful. How can we really get to the bottom of the assistance that the people need?
Yeah, so I think
you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying?
I in theory.
Yeah.
And I think this is where the left does a really good job, in the sense of, in theory, a lot of the shit sounds wonderful, right? It sounds really, really good. It sounds, I'm like, fuck yeah, of course, let's help everybody. But what I believe the left does the worst is taking into account human nature.
So let's try it this way. Let's drop left and right and speak government. Because when I say government, I'm talking about all parties involved.
No, I understand. I guess what I'm saying is that this is largely what you're saying. Like, the left believes in a big government. And
I don't believe in a big government.
No, I agree. But what you're saying is expanding the federal. It does expand it. But you said the state government. And so that's where I was gonna hop in at, because, so have you ever heard, there's a famous saying, in my household, I'm like a dictator. In my community, I'm a socialist. In my local government, I'm a Democrat. In my state government, I'm a Republican. And in my federal government, I'm a libertarian. I largely believe in that model.
Okay.
I believe that there is a lot of truth to that. And I think we experience it here in Austin. There is a beautiful thing about living in a blue city in a red state. I think it gets murky when it's blue on blue and red on red. I think that's when shit gets real weird. because there's just not a balance. We need wacky people with blue hairs. You need those people in your society. But then you also need the people who are, she fucked around and find out. You need both ends of the spectrum, so that way we know that way we can find that middle. We can find that balance where it's like, oh, okay, most of us should be living right here.
Uh-huh.
And to your point, if it was done at a local stage and it was a local community, I believe it largely should be more privatized than it is the government stepping in. But to your point though, if it's done more on a local stage,
Uh-huh.
then I would largely agree with you. But if we're talking about the federal government, fuck, no.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
They're gonna launder the money.
No.
Socialism will never work on a big scale ever.
And my thing is, and I have to say the right, because it seems like the right always says, well, people are getting over, but they are blind to the fact that the government is getting over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how dare you get mad at me that I'm getting $25 extra $100 when these guys are getting $25,000?
Yeah.
I feel that the right, and just having this conversation, right? The right side stands firmly behind their beliefs and their values, but they, at some topics that they understand, like, okay, this is kind of messed up. It seems in a sense that the right is trying to save themselves from something. That's how the argument comes across. Like, nobody's trying to take anything from you guys.
How so?
It's just the facts, the conversations, the passion behind Trump can do no wrong. Well, the right's been trying to do this the whole time, but the left is not doing what they said. The left, how dare the minorities support the left, but the left's been trying to oppress you the whole time. The whole government's been trying to oppress people for the whole time. It just feels like the right is trying to save something. And I don't know what that something is. Maybe the superiority or something. I just feel like when I have these type of conversations, the right's trying to convince me of something, right? I'm like, you don't have to persuade me. And like, I see my own view and value on things, and I'm not gullible. And if I want to, I'm going to research multiple different avenues of data and research and people that are smarter than me on these subjects before I debate my position on something. But inherently, what I feel that Trump is not the right president for this country. Inherently, just from what I feel and what I see. I don't, and I'm a people person. Like, I hate to see ICE agents going disrupting families.
Sure.
I hate to see people in these detainment facilities. I hate to see it. I just think there's a better way to do what we want to do.
I mean, you could talk about, he offered an incentive for people to deport themselves.
And some took it.
Yeah. I think, sure, to your point, maybe that is a way to do it.
But bro, would we though? If we were immigrants.
That's what I'm saying.
And we're over here.
That's what I'm saying.
We haven't broke any laws, caused any problems. We're living harmoniously. We're enabling people to grow within our community because we're providing jobs. We're providing whatever. We're providing a service. Shouldn't those be easier to vet?
Yeah. And so again, like, I don't agree with picking up old dude who's been here for 20 years. I feel like there should be some kind of statute of limitations. Right. I genuinely feel that way, right?
So why hasn't that been established is what I'm saying.
Because that's where it gets weird.
That's my point. The right says the left hasn't done this, and this, but you could put in statute of limitations. They could do this, like the stuff we're talking about now.
Because again, I don't know. Maybe it's a.
And I'm asking all these hypotheticals because we really don't know. Because we really don't know.
I'm all for it, dude. Maybe it's a. I don't know. Maybe A, it doesn't work like that. I have no idea. Or maybe B, maybe it's again, and it goes back to an expansion of power. Republicans have largely been, at least the group of people, when I think about it, we were largely libertarian. I think that's what best really sums up how I feel about things. I largely agree with, like, fuck it, dude, the federal government should protect us, like at the border. They should have social safety nets that help people temporarily. And then get the fuck out of my life. Get rid of the Federal Reserve. Get rid of the fucking income tax. Stop taxing me on money that's taxed. Leave me the fuck alone.
Got that. Stop taxing the money that's taxed. But dude, America's nice. We like our smooth roads. We like our blinking stoplights.
Yeah.
And this stuff costs money.
Yeah, but there's nothing showing. But if you eliminate all of the fraud, again, we talk about these numbers and we're so casual about them. But California literally just it is official. It's probably way more, but officially on paper, they misplaced $90 billion. And we just say that casually.
I know.
And so to your point, right? We like our smooth roads. Dude, there's countries with way smaller GDPs than ours that have smooth roads. They have these things. And it's just because the money is being appropriated correctly. And so I personally do not believe that, I never agree with increasing taxes. Like Madami over here talking about, we didn't fix things at 50%. We're just going to tax y'all 52% and everything's going to get fixed. That's nonsense. That is insanity.
So, the new mayor
of New York City.
New York City. So
that's insanity.
So that, you know what? And Trump and how you say his name? Mandami are the same, but polar opposites in sense of fan base. Right? People love Trump because they feel he's charismatic. He is smart. He has the personality to take them where they want to take them.
Yeah.
Same people feel that way about him.
That's why he won.
That's why he won.
100%.
So time will tell if 2% will fix it. But there has been numerous people that have ran New York that have tried to fix it.
And he already raised the buses. The next, 2 weeks later, he raised them from $1 to $3. So now, and then socialism again sounds fucking wonderful. What you're saying, not saying that's what you're saying, but what we're talking about, where people live in this harmonious, this beautiful thing, is again absent of human nature, greed, ego, fear. I largely believe in getting back to communities. Smaller communities, getting out of these big cities, having land, and living largely self-sustainable. Having your solar set up, having your own well,
Dude, that ain't never gonna happen because they want us to pay the electric bill. They want us to pay the water bill.
They want us here. These 15-minute cities that that we're on board for, they want us in these cities. So then you have to ask yourself, why do they want you in these cities, right? And so,
has Trump raised anything? So Mangazi raised bus fare, $3, and he's raising tax rate 2%. Has Trump raised anything?
From tax perspective, I'm not too sure. I don't think so. I'm not too sure.
Right.
Largely, I think what everybody wants is they want to feel the change. And I think that's where people feel disappointed in the administration so far, is that we're not necessarily feeling the change. I do think there are things that potentially could be or continue to change. No one wants to talk about that. The U.S. ended with the lowest homicide rate that it has in a very long time this year. That's good. I would say
across America.
I would say that's a good thing that we should be talking about.
So, and that's the thing, bro.
We don't talk about the good things. Why can't we talk about good things?
I don't believe any of this data is accurate. I don't trust
then what do we trust, though? I have to believe something.
What, though?
I know. That's where it's trippy, because I agree. I largely agree. I'm like, it could be, it could be anything. It could be made up. It could be fabricated. What does that mean?
Do you trust the government to fix America?
No, I think people need to fix America.
Okay.
I think personal excellence, and Andy Frisella says this is not my thought. Andy Frisella says this: personal excellence is the only form of rebellion. And it goes back to what you were saying. No matter who you are, where you're from, whatever it may be, your path might be harder than somebody else's. It is harder than somebody else's. Aaron Belial, I bring this up every single episode. The dude can't talk. And now he is a sellout comedian, one working hand, and he found a way no matter what. He could have made every single excuse in the book, and every single human that's ever encountered him would have been like, that's valid, Aaron.
And I
that's very valid. You're right. The way you feel is valid. And they would have been fucking right in that case.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? He said, fuck all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go do it anyways. And that largely is I wish that everybody adopted that perspective, right? Because systemic racism, real thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a black person and you believe that you're only a victim and you're in control of absolutely nothing, what's going to change there?
I don't think black people believe that.
I think that they're told that
I mean, and to a certain degree.
by white people.
Yeah, because to a certain degree, right? I don't think black people believe that are in these inner cities that it's hard to get out of, right? One, I don't understand their plight. I can't really put myself in their shoes because I don't live their situation.
Sure.
But people are born into situations and circumstances that are hard to get out of, that are hard to get out of, regardless of how much intestinal fortitude, motivation, and discipline that you have. Those things will help you a little bit. But if you don't have a support system, if you weren't educated at an early age that, hey, you can't be hanging out with these guys because this is what trouble looks like.
Yeah.
One, fathers not being in the home, mothers working 2-3 jobs to feed their kids, single parents. This is all prevalent in the black community. And it starts with education. Who's there helping? Like, I got it. We don't want the government there, but who is going in there to say this is what rights looks like? And I put it on our own people,
It has to
on
be.
our own black leaders.
It has to be, because I wouldn't want the government to come in.
People are doing what they can to better themselves and the situation. But sometimes you're put up in life circumstances and you just can't overcome them. I understand that because I once was where you were like, regardless of your situation, you can fix yourself. Regardless of what happens to you, you can fix yourself. I used to believe that. But now that I'm 45 and I've seen more life, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it's just not the case, whether we want to believe it or not.
Yeah.
And so when you have people that are scared to go outside because they're being profiled by the cops, still happening. When you have, the only time I ate sometimes is when I went to school. And I lived in Rockdale, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Because of drugs, because of the situation that I was in. I moved in with my aunt when I was 15. Then I started getting 3 meals a day. When I was living with my parents, bro, I would eat when I went to school. And Rockdale ain't even that bad. Ain't no gangsters in Rockdale. You know what I'm saying? There's drugs, but ain't no police brutality. People are getting profiled, but it ain't Chicago. It ain't Memphis. It ain't Baltimore. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so when I look at these inner cities and I'm like, damn, how can they get help? How can they do better? Sometimes, man, it's next to impossible, right? And I think there needs to be a little more empathy when we look at these situations. And it's real shit. We may not experience it now, but there are some kids, 6, 7 years old, right now at home by themselves because their mom's at work and they ain't got a daddy. White, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, it happens to all of us. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And when people misuse the government, people get labeled as, damn, these people take advantage of this. These people don't want to get off government assistance. But God, dog, I'm trying. So it's kind of disheartening to not you specifically, but people really think that it's their fault. And they have a way. Aaron Bilal, we don't know his background. He probably could have had both parents. Parents had a nice education. He got an education. His parents was able to finance or afford to him go to the speech therapist to learn how to talk with this device. Shit, I know mutes right now that haven't even seen a speech pathologist because they don't have insurance. And now you brought him up. He has all these other tools and avenues to be great. A lot of those inner city kids don't have that. So, and that's just my 2 cents on it. So when I try to say, damn, everybody has the ability to do better, well, they do to a certain extent. Selling drugs and gang banging is all you know because ain't nobody taught you better. That's all you know.
Yeah. No, I get that for sure. I mean, what would you do? What would you be willing to do to make sure that you still keep eating? and then make sure that your brother keeps eating or your little sister keeps eating. Yeah.
And we're not overlooking everybody who has overcome that to be great, right? We're not overlooking that because, again, there's that select few, that percentage that does. But where me and you can help is to continue to have these conversations. And I think the disconnect between people who disagree is, at the end of the day, me and you, we still going to be cool as a popsicle. But when people start defending how they feel and not seeing how you view, because you're entitled to how you feel and your view on these situations, just as I am. And I respect how you view them because I respect you as a person. When people start losing that respect, like my way is the right way, like, bruh, that's how you feel. Yeah. Like, I understand what you're trying to convey to me, but that's not how I feel. Okay, well, I respect that's how you feel. That's not how I feel. And we move on. People unfollow each other. They write and I hate you. Like, dude, years of friendship over this shit. And that's why I hate it.
They won't even talk about it.
They won't even talk about it.
Because right now, I don't even know if I'm agree with anything I've just said. I don't even know if I, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if I agree with anything you just said.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, like, we're literally thoughts are hitting the brain and they're coming out the mouth, right? And we're just fucking spitballing.
Yeah.
And maybe I agree with some of the things I said. Maybe I agree with more of the things you said than I think I do or don't do, right? But that's the whole point of this. And that's why I believe this is so important.
Yeah.
Sitting down, sitting across from each other. We have no phones. And we're just, all right, let's fucking spitball about it. And I'm not afraid to have the conversation. And because I think it's important. Because the only way, because education, right? I would strongly agree that is the number one thing. However, she ain't going to public school. Yeah. I don't trust that shit. She ain't going to private school because I ain't rich.
Well, you got them vouchers now.
Right. What do you mean?
So Texas, Abbott passed a whole voucher program here in Texas. So now the taxes, I think you get up to $30,000 per kid that you can use this $30,000 to apply for private schools.
Oh, really?
But this private school, regardless, can still approve you or deny you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds like,
and you got to fill out the application, like, because I got to fill mine out because I'm going to apply for this money to try to send my daughter to private school. Yeah. Why wouldn't I? It's our taxpayers' money.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
A lot of people are against the voucher because they said it's only going to help rich people continue to put their kids in private school. And the thing about it is that the private school has the ability to still deny you if you apply with the voucher. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool.
So might as well.
Might as well.
Yeah. My thing is
But the hang up is it's public funds that are being presented to a private school that can still deny you.
So everyone's paying for it, and then they also have the ability
to deny you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting. And then also, like, I love living in Texas for multiple reasons. I love the fact that we have constitutional carry. I love the fact that, that's really the main reason.
That's the only reason I like it. I need to have a gun. Yeah. I got to have a gun. Texas just feels cool. Like, there's tons of different people here. Obviously there's the outskirts, right? There's the other cities. There's the sundown cities. There's obviously West Texas still exists. Yeah, all of that.
Right. It still exists. But when you talk about from Dallas down to San Antonio to Houston, it's pretty fucking cool for the most part, right? And again, it goes back to having a blue city and a red state. I appreciate that. I think it's important. And the one thing, though, that I want to talk about the 10 Commandments. I don't know your religious beliefs. I want to talk about this because I'm personally not a very religious person. However, I see value in the 10 Commandments, but what I wish would happen, how I wish they would go about these things, is that I would not call them the 10 Commandments. I wouldn't have the relation back to the Bible, but I would extrapolate the ones that I think most people would just agree with. If you just saw them and you didn't see 10 Commandments, or if you didn't see any relation to Christianity or any relation to religion, and you just saw them on paper, you'd be like, I agree. Thou should not kill. Thou should not lie.
But since they're attached to religion,
then people just vehemently disagree and it goes back to what we're talking about. People just immediately disagree regardless, just because they either hate religion or they had a bad experience with somebody who was religious, or maybe they're gay and they had, again, a bad experience with their parents or whatever, right? And so what I wish Texas would have done is that I wish they would just fucking renamed them to, I don't know, Guidelines to Life or some
You just
cheesy-
rename
whatever,
the whole
dude.
Bible. Come on, Brodey.
No. Just the
Ten
posters.
Commandments. Rules
Just the
to live
posters.
by.
Yeah, rules. Right? I don't know. Right. So again, I'm spitballing. Right.
Yeah.
So I want to hear your thoughts, because I've heard super religious people actually very much against the 10 Commandments being in school, and then I've heard people saying no, I think they should be there. And
At school?
Yeah. It comes back to the federal government being in my life. I don't like that. So there's my libertarian side, I guess, quote unquote, disagrees. My non-religious side, though, agrees in a weird way, because whether or not people like it, the country was founded on Christian values. Whether or not people agree with that or disagree, or they like those values or they don't like those values, I don't think you have to take it as like gospel. You don't have to take it as like, this is exactly how I'm going to live.
Yeah.
I think there can be some gray in there. But I think overall, if you extrapolate those rules and you apply those to your life, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to be a better human.
Yeah. So I'm a follower of Christ.
Okay.
Jesus, the whole nine, right? Do I go to church every Sunday? No, but I was brought up in the church and the principles of the Bible and the Holy Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. And as a follower of Christ, it's easy for me to say, yes, it should be in the school, right? But also as a realist, I understand that there's a whole lot of other religions in the world.
That's where it gets tricky.
And to make people follow, pray, moment of silence that don't align with their beliefs, I think is wrong. Okay, we're going to pray who you pray to, but we're going to put our heads down. If you don't want to pray, look at the damn ceiling. I don't care, but give them an option. Pray who you pray to. Moment of silence, prayers before football, right? You play football growing up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what did we do before we prayed?
Yeah.
Before
every game.
Every game.
Yeah.
So during those moments, people that don't follow Jesus, they still do those things. Why?
I think there's a sense of community. I think there's maybe there's people that just kind of want to fit in, quote unquote, like they want to be a part of something. Right. And I think that's everything. I think that's human nature. It goes back to wanting to be respected. We all want to be respected. We all want to walk into a place and have someone make eye contact, and even if it's just a fucking nod, you're like, oh, okay, cool. And so I think people wanted to fit in. I think it gives them a sense of community. I think there is a feeling to it, man. Like I'm a big psychedelic guy. I've loved mushrooms. I've done an absorbent amount at once. There was a 7-gram trip I've done, and I'll tell you, and I've asked other people I know who have also done the heroic dose, and they will tell you the same thing, that there is someone who talks to you that isn't your voice. It's not you in your head. And there is someone who talks to you once you hit a certain point of that trip. And there's a theory. I don't know if it's Terence McKenna, the Stone Ape theory, that actually, no, those are 2 separate theories. Sorry. There's a theory that religion was largely started due to the use of psychedelics. And I could see how that happened based on my personal experience. There was a figure, whether it's God or whether it's just whoever, talking to me. And it's not me talking. It's, what your voice sounds like in your own head. We're hearing it right now. And there's a figure talking to me, and he's telling me like, hey, I'll never forget this shit. He was like, you won't be super rich and famous. You're not going to be uberly successful or whatever, but you will matter in your community. You will be important in your community to your people. And I largely believe that. Like, I have no problem booking this.
That's what you heard in your trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
Okay. So I've done a guided meditation with psychedelics, right? And seen the voice, heard the voice, the light, but I hear that voice every day. Like, I talk to God every day, like in my thoughts. So you don't believe that Jesus died and rose, died for our sins on the cross? None of that.
I don't know that I agree or disagree.
Okay,
I don't
so
know, actually.
the only way
I
to
really
God
don't
is
know how.
right. Of course, the
Yeah.
only way to God is through His Son Jesus Christ, who died for our sins. So, and that's hard to grasp, man. Like it's really hard to grasp. But the only way I can describe it, bro, like I get happy right now talking about God, like talking about Jesus, like because He's brought me from some places that I've never thought I would come from.
Yeah.
And it's not me. It wasn't my wife. It wasn't my ex-wife, my brother. It was some divine intervention of something uncontrollable from earth.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's no way that I could have survived this. And the best way that I can explain to anybody how I know Jesus is real, and this is crazy. When you walk in the church, and it could be any church, bro, and like in the scripture, it says, praise me. Like lift your hands into praise, exalt me, like give me praise. When you walk into a church and during like some of these songs that we sing when we praise Jesus, when we thank Jesus, there's an uncontrollable emotion that dwells in your heart, that dwells in your body. And it's, I believe, like manifestation of vibrational energy and all of that stuff. So I believe that that's Jesus, like the vibration, the force, the spirit that we are all connected to, that when we feel that, we're like, damn, this is a feeling that I don't feel unless I'm in a place of worship. And for me, my faith and my grace, that's how and why I know He's real, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. I was actually talking about this 2 days ago. I was on the phone with my buddy, huge Christian, very much by the Bible. We were talking about the Book of Enoch. Because I fucking love aliens and ancient civilizations.
Right.
And all these
the
things,
Anunnaki
right?
and all of that.
Yeah, and so it's interesting kind of how they coincide. Like the stories, like the Book of Enoch, angels falling from the sky, could be talking about aliens. Like it's and then they left it out of the Bible, the whole 9 yards. I've also listened to like Wesley Huff talk about this kind of stuff. But nonetheless, we were talking about it. And we were talking about when you see a dead body. And I've only seen a few, really, probably only one, really. And I was driving home to clean. And I was in college, and she was hanging out of her front, like of the driver's side window, and she was just hanging out, like hanging there. I ran into the ditch. God, I don't know what happened, but you could just tell immediately the second you looked at the body, there was just nothing there anymore. It was just a carcass. It was just skin. And then that's when you really start to think, you really start to have these thoughts or this conversation. And it's like, I don't know how I feel or why I don't know why I don't feel. Because I think I largely agree with what you're saying. I think there's a part of me that does really, really agree. I think there is a part that's like fearful when it comes to the stigma or stereotype or like people who are just vehemently upset about people who are Christian or religious in general. I think there's a little bit of that. But to your point, like that feeling is, I think that's a real thing. You feel it when you're all sitting there and you're praying before the football game or, just even talking about it right now, I agree, right? Or that feeling I had when doing psychedelics, and then my buddy also does the guided trips. He's actually one of the people who did the guided trips for people. And same thing, he'll tell you the same kind of thing. It could be a commitment issue.
Most definitely, right, yeah.
But it is something that is extremely fascinating. And the older I get, the more I find myself getting more and more fascinated with it. Because, dude, there's just shit that you just can't explain.
At all.
Right? But then there's things that, don't line up with the Bible. Like now there's...
most definitely.
Now they're saying that the human race is 1 million years old.
I know, yeah.
Okay, so how, how did this happen? When did this happen? this time frame this is such a large gap. How did all this happen, right? And then evolution or non-evolution. I don't think one means the other didn't happen. That's how I've always kind of felt. I feel like people were always like, no, you're one or the other. And I'm like, I think you could have evolution with creation at the same time. And then that's when the Adam and Eve story gets interesting. And so like, it's
so and it's funny you say that, like Adam and Eve and all the stories of the Bible in some places are contradicting, right? And the 10 Commandments, okay, you're not even supposed to mix fabrics like wearing wool and cotton together. That's in the Bible. Huh. Yeah, it's not like a 10 Commandment, but it's something thou shalt not do. Eating pork, right? Pigs are laying the belly. Like there's a lot of things that we shouldn't do, but Christians still do it. All right, so we're picking and choosing what we want to follow. But ultimately, the 10 Commandments were placed in front of us as this is the way to heaven. But when actuality it's just been a good person. It's just been a good person. Yeah. There's no science or high achievable mark that you try to have to follow the 10 Commandments.
So do you believe you can go to heaven without being like a devoted Christian? Yeah. Like giving yourself to Jesus? Because I know, because my buddy doesn't.
Your sins will be weighed. I believe that if you've done more good in the world than you've done bad, you will enter the gates of heaven.
So then I would agree with what you're saying. I think where I start to really disagree is when people are like, all you have to do is give yourself to Jesus. Yeah. It doesn't matter what your life was like or what you did. And I'm like, all right, that seems a little murky.
You got to kind of live somewhat of a good life.
But I know that one thing that he also brings up though, and oddly enough, so my political videos I do. 5:45? Okay. My political videos I do. Very much in the middle. Like with the video I did on the ICE shooting, I said, look, 2 people made a decision in a split second and that cost one their life. And it's awful.
That cost the other dude his life too.
He has to live with it.
Yes.
Right? And so I posted that and there was 3 comments. One was get off the fence before it splits you. And then another person said, centrists are the worst people. And then another comment said, and this is what my buddy actually quotes from the Bible, if you're Luke, I would rather you be, I'm going to fuck the quote up, but essentially it's like, I'd rather you not be a Christian than be a lukewarm Christian. And people, people are applying this to like, you have to pick a side. And I vehemently disagree. I think picking a side is exactly how the fuck we got here. Because then it allows you to say, fuck the facts, fuck reality. This is how I feel because my team feels this way. And this is how my team is telling me to think. And I think once you fall into that trap, I think it gets...
It's a lot of people like that, man.
That gets very bad.
A lot of people aren't free thinkers. They go with the group. I'm going to go with the group or my community or the people that I don't want to upset. This is what I'm going to go with. You were saying something about the Bible. But don't agree with everything in that. But America needs people like you. That even though you have your stance, you see both sides of the fence. You don't exclude the government of their wrongdoings in all of this.
Hell no.
You have solutions, but you see the bigger picture. Some people aren't like that. This is my way of thinking. These are the facts that I'm going to look up and support, and to make sure that I hit those wavelengths as reels. And that's what they continue to spew. They don't spew or have podcasts for deep dives with people that are different than them to say, okay, what's your experience? Well, how were you raised? So keep doing what you're doing, interviewing people from different perspectives, because dialogues like this is what's really going to propel the community forward. It takes 1, 2. Now I'm going to tell somebody about this podcast that I think likes to talk about political things and issues and to get to the bottom of things. I didn't even research your podcast because when I go into podcasts, I like to be unbiased of what it is that I'm going to say with the conversation, right? So ultimately, I thought it was a comedy podcast. I've seen some of your stuff, but I thought you just took a twist on, okay, I'm going to start talking about this because this is a topic. But no, I'm glad I came and to learn more about you and your thought process. So now I'm thinking, okay, is this really happening? So I'll go do some research. I'll look up the 10 what's the name? The 10 tenets, what was it?
So it's like
Washington.
no. So what it is that I have AI summarize the 10 points. So he has like a
of
long
course.
farewell speech, and then it just
Yeah, yeah.
summarizes it. And dude, that
So
shit blows my
I'm gonna
mind.
go read it,
blows
right?
my
Go
mind.
read it. Like
Yeah.
the thing, a long treaty, right? That's what we're not supposed
Yeah.
to be into. Stuff like that intrigues me. So now, just because you said it, I don't believe it. I'm going to go research it for myself.
Yeah.
And I think people that aren't or don't have the time to research things themselves, when they hear something that sparks emotion within themselves, that's what they believe and that's what they stand for and that's what they support.
Absolutely.
Without doing the research.
Yeah.
And now you're over here backpedaling when somebody says, well, do you believe in that? Or case in point, like when people go around like, do you believe in the Affordable Health Care Act? They're like, oh, hell yeah, I believe in that. And then, well, what about Obamacare? Hell no, we are not supposed to believe in that, but it's the same thing, right? So I think it falls along those lines. People are not going to be educated until they educate themselves. Somebody said Obamacare was the worst thing in history, and they went about it supporting it. But now when they say it's affordable health care, I'm like, well, I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
If they believe in it.
I mean, I think it helped. Again, I think anything. It helped some people and it fucked over some people.
Yeah, but totally not free healthcare. I ain't for no free. Nah, bro.
Thank you.
No, I'm not for no free.
We're going to go put that right now.
Yeah, I ain't for no free. Like, you got, not for no free.
There's no way.
And if it is free, it's for a time limit until you can better get yourself.
Yeah.
And if you can't, like, senior, old people, bro, I don't like, why are people 70, 75 still working?
Yeah. So,
like that.
Well, we'd have to talk to that individual, right? Because that individual could have made poor decisions, or that individual. I mean, dude, there was a GoFundMe recently for a guy who was interviewed randomly by a YouTuber. Same thing. He was like 86. He was stocking out of Walmart, I think. And I mean, dude, he's just busting his ass. And this YouTuber, I don't know the full story, but I guess the community knows who this guy is. They're like, dude, he works harder than all these fucking people here. He comes in, he clocks in, does his fucking job, and goes home, and he's 86 years old. And so the YouTuber ended up interviewing him, found out that he had lost his wife like 5 years prior. She died. And he lost his pension when the government bailed out GM. And when they bailed them out, what a lot of people don't understand is that the company then doesn't have to pay out everyone prior. They can just wipe their debt clean just like anybody can. Like if I start, like I'm going to put the podcast under an LLC. If for some reason I start making money or I spend, or if I put I do merch and I put it on a credit card and then I stop doing it, I can just file bankruptcy on that LLC and then it just goes away, right? These big fucking companies do that with people's pensions. And then the YouTuber interviewed him. He told his story, and then GoFundMe made like $2 million or $3 million for this guy. And those are the stories that I wish we were told about, but you don't hear about those stories because they don't get the clicks. My America video I did literally said what we were talking about. We need to come together. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to support some things that this person does and to be upset at some things that this person does. And it's okay to be upset about this and be upset about that. And it's okay to be upset about both of them and also see both sides. And if we don't come together, we're fucked. Because we're getting shafted. The American people are the ones getting shafted at the end of the day.
And that's why I'm saying at that age, why is he still working? Because if he had this job, apparently Social Security and the government failed him.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's like our Social Security system is a fraud, bro.
It is a fraud.
Like, ain't no way that you work 30 years, put all your money into this, and you're getting $800 a month.
Yeah.
Like, can't nobody survive off of that?
You put in a couple $million,
bro.
Yeah. But
millions.
You know who started that?
Who's that?
FDR.
Yeah.
I want you, so if you're going to dive into the George Washington thing, dive into how the New Deal and the Second Deal. So prior to that government, fraud, corruption, NGOs, government contractors, weapon contractors, all of that was nearly impossible. And then, again, people will say this New Deal and the Second Deal helped a lot of people in that time. It was the Great Depression, it was World War II, and maybe so. But the fact is that 80 years later, what has transpired due to that and the factor of human nature has fucked us. All these NGOs, government contractors, weapon contractors, the executive branch is now bigger than the legislature and the judicial branch. It overrides both of them. They can't stop the executive branch. It's why every president, it's not just Trump, like every president keeps doing bullshit. People want to talk about Trump striking Venezuela with no Congress. They're like, dude, Obama did 26,000 drone strikes and never got an approval once. They like everybody, to your point, everybody has done the exact same thing. I think Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing. When Trump talked about the Tylenol and you see pregnant women downing bottles of Tylenol, that's insanity. Like when people say Trump could cure cancer and they would try to find a way to demonize it. And there are people I think that hate him to that extent so much that they would do that. I saw when he was talking about the credit card cap at 10%, I saw a comment that said, and for my next trick, I'm going to have people try to defend 25% interest rates.
And so I believe, like, all the stuff that Trump says he's going to do, like, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll believe it when I see it, but
yeah, he talks a lot of shit.
Again, he does talk a lot of shit. His cup of tea is for everybody. Do I agree with him? No. Do I agree with, well, let me say this. Do I agree with everything he does? No, but I don't agree with everything every president does.
You're never gonna.
I'm not going to.
We have to get back to that realist.
And again, what most people judge Trump on is their experience. Yeah. It's an experience. Okay, I don't like how he's doing this because it's affecting me in this way. It's affecting my family. Yeah. It's affecting this. And again, what they perceive as morally right and morally wrong. And everybody's scale is sliding. Yeah. What you stand for, I may not stand for. That doesn't mean that you're wrong morally, but there is a socio-economic standard for morality and right and wrong. I agree that it's wrong. We could safely agree that it's right or it's wrong for me and you to walk down the street and grab a woman. Wrong, yeah. Right? Some people don't believe that.
And so then, okay, man, how do you... So, okay, my famous example is always, if you come up to me and you told me you raped somebody, well, now we got to fight.
Oh, yeah.
But if you come up to me and said, Jordan, I killed somebody, I'd be like, Ernest, sit down, brother. What happened?
That's morality.
And then after the story, I'd be like, all right, Ernest, bro, we got to drive on down to the police station. Right. Sorry, bro. Or you got 2 shovels?
Or depending on your life, like I just raped someone. Oh,
no,
what
never.
What was she wearing?
Never.
Come on,
that's
bro.
Never. Yeah.
No.
There's just certain things that just aren't okay.
Right.
And we have, like, if we're operating with people who don't understand that line, what do you do with those people?
Yeah.
Because someone brought this up. I know you got to go. Someone brought this up. Rapists, child molesters, things like that, they're in prison on our tax dollars. Fuck, hell no.
Yeah, no.
Nope, I don't want to pay for that.
So, and this is the thing, right? So, man, and we can talk about this all day. There are some things that I wholeheartedly believe that you should be done with if you do. If there's any sexual misconduct with a kid, gone. You're not going to be here.
Gone.
Like, I don't care what.
Gone.
Publicly. He's sick. I don't give a shit.
Publicly,
I don't care.
Publicly.
You're done, son.
Yeah.
Like, you're done.
Yeah.
Forcefully taken from a woman. Like,
done.
Bruh,
you're done.
You got to go. Like, those are my 2 no-nonsense laws that if you violate, you got to go.
1,000%.
You got to go. Like, if you're robbing somebody and you accidentally kill them, they're reaching for the gun, okay, you're going to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. Somebody lost their life. You're going to be in jail for a long time. Yeah. But there are some things that I think people just need to be rehabilitated about, So America is in a sticky situation right now, and it's going to take dialogues like this, again, like I said before, to move us forward. And it's really going to take some empathy, man. It's going to take some empathy to understand that the way this affects this person doesn't affect me this way, but I may need to check on my buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How do you balance sympathy and empathy? Because sympathy, I think, is destroying us.
Yeah.
Empathy, you're right. Yeah. Empathy doesn't lack accountability. Well, sympathy does.
So sympathy, and I'm not insulting you, but like sympathy, okay, I can understand how you feel because I'm putting myself looking at the situation.
That's empathy.
Empathy is like, I've been through the situation. I've lived it, so I feel it. Empathy.
So the
Sympathy is you haven't been through it, but you can understand. No?
we can pull
what
it
you
up.
got? All right, pull it up.
Yeah.
What
So
you got?
sympathy is, oh, Ernest, you poor thing. I'm
You
so
feel sorry.
I'm so
Yep.
sorry. I'm so sorry. That must have been awful. Okay, don't worry. We'll take care of you forever. You never have to.
Yep.
You never have to overcome it.
Agree.
Empathy is, Ernest, I hear you, bro. I know you got. I got it, dude. You're 30 pounds overweight. It's tough. You work 2 jobs, but you got to lose the weight. Like we have to for your health. We have to like that. That is the definite like.
So I don't believe that's the definition of empathy. If you haven't been 80 pounds and have to lose that weight.
Well, so empathy is feeling with someone, sharing their emotions as if they were your own by putting yourself in their shoes, creating a deeper connection, while sympathy is feeling for someone, acknowledging their pain and feeling concern or pity from distance without necessarily sharing the feeling.
Correct. So I have never shared that feeling. I have sympathy for you. If I've shared that because I lived it, I have empathy for you. That's my understanding of it. Right. So if I can't,
I mean, I see what
I can never know what a fat person has gone through trying to lose that weight because I've never been fat. But I can sympathize with you because I'm in shape, and I could only imagine how difficult your life may be because you weigh that much.
Yeah, I still think that's empathy. Yeah. Interesting.
Huh.
Because sympathy is the body positivity movement. That's sympathy to me.
I feel sorry for you.
Empathy is what you're saying. Like I've never been that way, but I could imagine being fat. Because I agree. Like I work out so much so that I don't ever have that happen because I know it would be that fucking the chance of me getting that weight off is next to zero, probably.
Yeah.
so that's why I stay in shape.
Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. Because I can sympathize with you being overweight, but I can't. I don't have. Yeah. So it's in there somewhere. But that's how you see it. That's how I see it. But yeah, man, I believe I can't. It's difficult losing weight. Shoot, I weigh 195. I'm trying to get down to 175. I'm trying to get a 6-pack, and it's hard.
Hey, it's carnivore month.
Bro, it's hard. It's hard. So, well, I got high blood pressure, no red meat. So saturated fats I'm staying away from.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing. Again, when we can come together and have these conversations. And dude, I wish we had 4 more hours. You know what I'm saying? Take some notes. Like, let's go back to this. You know what I'm saying? When you have a new provoking thought. But dude, I loved it, man.
Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Really.
Oh, by the way, Ernest is a comedian.
I am. That's what I thought I was coming here for. You know what I'm saying?
I know, dude. I know, bro. I know.
I know.
You brought up the Ice Age, and that's how we got on this tangent.
Yeah, I'm messing with you.
You know.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of things that we talk about that just bothers. But one thing, man, for me, keep God first, treat people with respect and dignity, and always be a servant leader. That's who I am.
Lead by example.
All day, every day.
Yes, sir.
All day, every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bro.
I think Yep.
And maybe we can do something in our own community, man. Like, shit, we can have work groups, small talks. Like, let's meet at this coffee shop and talk about some issues respectfully.
So that is how you make a difference.
Yeah.
So that goes back to my privatized thing. I think if it's us coming together, I think that's how you make a change. Government, stay the fuck out of my life.
Yeah. And, we have moderators, people like, dude, this is a respectful dialogue for first and foremost. Yeah. And that's what it is, bro.
I think we teach emotional intelligence first.
Facts. Yeah. Yeah.
Because people are smart, but they're not emotionally smart. And if you're not emotionally smart, then we can't have a conversation like this because you just start screaming at each other.
Dude, and things make people feel certain ways because it's intrinsic to them. They've either lived it, experienced it, but until you start saying, okay, well, this is my point of view. Yeah. This is how I see it. I'm like, damn, you know what? I never thought about it like that. Yeah. So now I'm putting myself in your position and trying to see things through your lens.
Empathize.
Sympathy.
Ernest, shout yourself out. Tell everybody where they can find you, buy tickets, come see you, the whole 9.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm Ernest Evans Sr. I'm a stand-up comedian here in Austin, Texas, but I'm touring everywhere, bro. They can catch me on Instagram at Ernest Evans Sr. 2. Or, because they got me, man, they permanently disabled me.
I know.
But it's all good. I'm on the way back, though, baby. Shoot. TikTok at Silver Fox and no Facebook. I ain't worried about that.
Website?
Ernest Senior Live
Fuck yeah.
ERNESTSR live.com.
Last thing, I've seen him live. He's fucking hilarious. Go see him. Go see him do stand up. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. And I appreciate you, man, what you're doing, and continue to have these dialogues, and we can propel the community forward.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Fuck
man.
yeah, y'all. We'll see you next time.
All right. Yeah, man.